William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com, and we're looking at some of the early entrants of the NBA draft from college basketball. Names that you will absolutely recognize if you've been paying any attention, or at least not been sleeping under a rock for the last 8 months. So let's dive right into it. One of the more under the radar quote-unquote names would be R.J. Hunter out of Georgia State. Of course, Hunter is the son of his head coach, Ron Hunter. Georgia State upset Baylor in the first round because of a big-time three from R.J. From about 30 feet. R.J. is known as a really long, silky smooth shooter. Guys like that can make a long career in the NBA. Has seen his stock rise and fall at various times. Is projected in multiple mocks between a first and a second round pick. Really no clear, decisive choice on where people think that he is going to go quite yet. He's going to be really interesting to watch in workouts, in combines, stuff like that, and hear the buzz about him leading up to the NBA draft. A couple other names. A Louisville pair is headed to the NBA. Rick Pitino announced yesterday that Montrezl Harrell and Terry Rozier would both forego their next seasons in Louisville and head to the NBA. Rozier is a high-scoring, highly skilled guard. However, his inconsistencies in college and his size, I wonder how that's going to translate to the NBA level. And of course, Montrezl Harrell, not necessarily a prototypical center for the NBA. Of course, he's a center in college, though. He's got to work on his step back, getting out to 18, 20 feet, knocking down some jumpers. He's certainly got to work on his ball handling ability just to be able to relieve some pressure. And is he going to be able to guard the perimeter in the NBA? I think he'll be able to rebound. I think his motor will translate. Those are things that's going to determine whether he's just a guy who steps in, fills in for 4 minutes a night for 2 years and enjoys that little career, or if he can have a little bit of staying power as a rebounding motor defensive guy. Now, another name that's really interesting to me is LSU's Jarrell Martin. Jarrell Martin is supremely athletic, supremely skilled for a guy of his build, of his size, but the question is going to be, what position does he play? Is he a 4? Is he going to try to transition into being a 3? That's the question for him. And ultimately, basketball comes down to you are who you guard. Who does Jarrell Martin guard in the NBA? That's certainly going to be interesting to watch. There are certainly more announcements coming about who's going into the NBA, and we'll be right here to keep track of all of them.